Hello traders, this is a DAX recap video for the January the 9th, for Wednesday. Today we have a Fed meeting minutes later to be announced at 8 p.m. but now it's really the time for us to do a recap of today's opportunities. In my morning notes I said that aggressive support can be found even here, but it is, the most aggressive support of all, or the test of the upsloping trend line. Market was above 900 level in the pre-market level, in the pre-market session, I'm sorry, and I covered both of the large type of movement scenarios. What if we have a big move to the upside? What are the zones? And as always, if you have a big move to the upside or a big move to the downside that you can see that momentum is so strong, then you would not fade those zones that are first on the way, knowing that average range on DAX is around 200 points. It can vary from 150 up to 400 points. So when you see a large move, fast move with strong momentum, you don't fade those zones that at first on its path. You can use them as a gauge of the market strength, and you can use them as a partial targets, not as a fade. As a fade you will use those zones that are more distant. As far as market goes, it got more and more extended and tired, and then is the time for us to fade. So that was some of the ideas. Also note that I said in my last video that these zones that are yesterday high and yesterday low, they are not the zones that are easy to just go through. They are good zones that most of the time will provide you a reaction. But today is contextually different than yesterday. Yesterday market started below, away from the zone. From this here and this here. Yesterday we have this zone as a previous day high, and market opened 150 points away. Now we had the price that was already above the previous day high, so it was completely different. And as you can see, this yesterday high zone, which is, by the way, a zone that was high not just from yesterday and from the previous day, but also if we move our chart, you can observe that it was highs also from December 14th and 17th. It was Friday and Monday in mid-December. But now today market was in pre-market session already above it. Then it is pre-market still here, below it, going through it, and the entire session it was going up and down. So already here this zone was invalidated, and we were concentrated on the pre-market high and pre-market low levels. As you can see, I have two pre-market lows here. I said on Twitter, and thanks to one of my followers, Carl. Carl pointed to me that there's something suspicious about this pre-market level, because I thought this here was a few minutes before the open was pre-market low, but actually pre-market low was below, 20 points below. My bad, I'm sorry about that. So pre-market low is here, and it was tested right after the open. If we observe this chart on a 30-minute, like it was given like here, like it was posted before the open, then we shall see this first 30-minute candle that just went below this trend line and then above, and that is the signal for us to enter. That is the signal for us to enter this trade. So I showed, I had an entry about 9:10, something like that. Stop below this low, It was a pre-market low. I didn't know that. I thought it was here. And targeting pre-market high. As you can see, most of the regular trading hours developed between those two references. So today was really so far a sideways day, and this here was our first opportunity. So not a zone-based opportunity to trade, but more like a test failed breakdown of this upsloping trend line. As said in the morning notes, test of the upsloping trend line as aggressive support, because we are expecting the market to go and test this main resistance zone. And then when they hit pre-market high, of course closing near pre-market high, and then on test of the pre-market high for the quick traders, you see this is the 5-minute chart. Market didn't really spend much time here. That could be also a place for us to short this market, again looking for the pre-market low or maybe even lower, but market didn't really provide this. And when you see when you are holding this trade and now it starts to coming back to you, you can use of course fib retracement to see what really happened there, and they just hit the 78% and then made a move to the upside. So don't just do nothing and stand. Close it somewhere here on the halfback. So there could be your close. We are ignoring now this zone, and this zone isn't going to be there tomorrow because today's price action invalidated it. And now we have this, so this is like a secondary, to me like a secondary option here to short this and to exit like here when you see that the market doesn't want to test pre-market low again. But this here was really a repetitive setup, a low-hanging fruit, plenty of time above pre-market high and near main resistance zone. So this main resistance zones wasn't really touched. Market this move died like 6 or 7 points below this zone, and when you observe this zone on a larger time frame on daily chart, this is a daily 50, this moving average, and this is a 100-point zone. On daily chart you really cannot use 15-20 points zones. Those zones are like 100 points wide and sometimes even more than that. And as we can see, market did make a test of it, and there could be another test, maybe after the Fed meeting minutes today, maybe tomorrow, maybe this is it, and from tomorrow it's going to go to the downside. We don't know that in advance, but that was some of the scenarios what could happen. But let's get back on this. This is an uptrust. This is a false break of the pre-market high. And if you're waiting somewhere in the middle of this zone, you don't get the feel, now price is here, you're still waiting, you don't get the feel, but when the price make a move below pre-market high and then struggles here, basically what they did, going back inside the range, so this here is the range, pre-market range, and basically whole regular trading hour range. This here, this retest of the pre-market high is your entry for this short opportunity. It was very clear cut trade and very simple to execute, and now your stop loss is just above this, because if this is a false breakout of the pre-market high, then really price shouldn't go above it again. So you could just short and you put your stop here. So basically from 945 entry, stop is like on a 965, 67, 70, so anywhere between 20-25 points, let's say 25 points, and to expect the market to go again in the vicinity of the pre-market low, and there was almost 100 points to the pre-market low. So with 25 points you could get even a 4-hour trade. It's very good. It's very, very good. Everything above 3-hour trade is really, something to write home about. So this was a very good day trade for us, and that was it for today. These kind of opportunities, this third one, this short with the false breakout and with the clear, very clear context with plenty of time to get in, was really the absolute best trade of the day, and it was available near the New York Stock Exchange open. So basically at like 3:10, 3:15, 3:20 in the afternoon. So we saw this on the large time frames, on the 4-hour chart. The same situation is the same. I still expect this zone here, this larger zone, if they are going to attack it again, that the sellers are going to defend it again. One of the scenarios is the reconnection with the touching, like here, of the daily 50 moving average. Then we would get confluence with 61.8 fib retracement of this, and with this horizontal resistance. But nothing of that must happen. Zone is touched, it is tested today, so there could be a move to the downside from tomorrow. I wish you good trading and a good night. That is it for this video.